Okay, hello everyone. This is Straight Up Green from Blood and Fire Golf Club in WGT Golf. Let's get started. It is September. It is time for another three banger. Three banger. Okay, let's do it. All right. So we got to go out there. We got to find us a course. So I'm going to go over here and single player and pick us out a course. It's a course we have not done yet. Look at this, Quail Hollow Golf Club. This is a new course, actually. Relatively new. I've played it a bunch of times now. It seems old. So let's go ahead and try this one. We'll pick a random three. Pick the longest tees. 13 speed greens, moderate wind. These are standard for a champion. Let's go ahead and play. Alright, so this hole, this hole. I remember this hole. Okay, so on this hole, when you start off, it's a dogleg left, and so as you can see, my driver's 291. Right about there is 294. These trees actually can get into play. And depending on where the wind's coming from, if the wind's behind me, I'm going to probably want to play over those trees. So we'll talk about that in a second. But I've got a little bit of wind into my face, and it's going left to right. So probably the most dangerous wind you can play on this hole, because the trees can still get into play. And it's not a tailwind, so it could be kind of rough. So I'm going to go here to my ball, and I'm going to pull this dot all the way down, and that means full backspin. And the reason I'm going to do that, because it gets the ball higher in the air to avoid those trees if possible. And then over here you can see this little triangle thing. That's my marker. And so I'm going to aim more to the left so I don't hit over here in the rough. So, okay, so that's about the right distance and where I want to aim. Now I just got to pray and get over those trees. Let's see what happens. See, it gets way up there in the air because I put that full backspin on it. Here, just barely misses those trees, but I'm right in the middle of the fairway. So that's great. You'll notice when I pulled the power meter bar all the way to the left, I held it for a minute. For those of you with laggy computers, mine's not that laggy. It's a pretty good computer, but I still have a habit of just pulling and holding it there, giving the computer processing time enough time to know that I've got it up there and let go, so it doesn't lag and skip and jump on me. It's a little tip for you. Alright, so now I got the wind in my face. I have 156 yards and I've got some elevation, so that's about six yards of elevation right there. For every yard of elevation, I'm going to add 3 feet. I'm going to add a yard. For every 3 feet, I'm going to add a yard of elevation, or a yard of distance. So 18 would be 6. So I'm going to add 6 to 156. And then I've got probably about 14 wind speed in my face. So that's about another 7 yards. About 13 yards I'm going to add to this shot, because I divide 14 and a half into half. Let's see what else to say. Yeah, trees. Be aggressive on your approach. If you leave your balls short on the approach, it'll roll back downhill and you got to put uphill, and it breaks like crazy. All right, so 7 and 6 is about 13, so that's about 169, closer to 170. So that's right about there. And we'll hit it on the 180, probably about there. Ooh, nice shot. All right, if I should say so myself. Will I take the gimme? Should I take the gimme? Nothing to learn here. Yeah. All right, so let's go to the next hole. Which one do we have here? Okay, this is a par 3. There is a sloping down off the green front here, so you don't have much room between that flag stick and where it starts to slope back down. So it could go to the traps or come back down here. So you don't want to be short is the rule. We got one down, so like 179 plus. I always take 3 yards off on a normal par 3, so take 4 yards off. Somebody's like texting me. All right. So let's see. I would say that's about 176. So because I want to not be down this hill, I'm gonna hit it a little more than I normally would. But I still don't want to hit it too much. I'm not gonna hit a full 180, but probably a little less. And then a pretty stiff wind left to right. So let's see what we got. Probably just take a little off the 180. Alright. No boom boom. But I don't want to be down that hill, so I'll hit it a little longer. Okay, that leaves me a long putt. So sometimes you got to take your medicine. You want that long putt, or you want to like chip back onto the green. I'd rather have a long putt 9 times out of 10. It's not always the best move, but you know, I could have probably taken a little more risk and hit it a little less. In fact, let's just do that just to see what would happen. So I'm going to go ahead and take a mulligan, and we'll do that. Notice the left and right wind. You know, generally when you have a left to right, right to left, and it's more than a couple miles per hour, you'll have to move. You'll have to move your aim point a lot further left to right than you would normally expect. You have to get used to it. But I will tell you that 10 to 12 is going to move that quite a bit to the right. So I want to make sure I'm aiming quite a bit to the left, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit more off than I did last time. Still no heartbeats. And I don't know. I mean, I think I went further than I did, and I hit it a lot less. That's interesting. And sometimes this game does that. I don't really understand it. Where, like, you'll hit the same kind of shot, and it'll tend to go longer or shorter, and randomly. So I think there's some randomness built into this game that can really kind of screw you up. So we'll try it again. The other thing is I might have been talking and forgot to put a little backspin on my ball, so that's probably what happened actually. That one I didn't get close to the ding meter. Yeah, see, that went a lot less. Alright, anyway, enough of that. The thing is I just didn't want to get up to the front of that green and roll back down. And let's just see if that happens. Let's just see if I aimed, or not aimed, but if I hit it about what I should hit it and roll back down. So let's try that. I'm not even getting close to that ding meter. And yeah, it rolled back down, but it didn't roll back down too bad. I would have expected that to go off the green. Sometimes it does. All right, let's go ahead and do a putt. All right, so we have 19 and 19.7 and 5.1, so I want to hit that like it was 24.8. Just gonna do a little math there. And probably a little bit of a break. Do I have any elevation on that? Yeah, 5. So 19.7, 5.1. So I'm getting probably, I want to hit it about 90 or 91 on the 20 meter with the 13 speed greens. And it's going to move a little bit right about there, apex, there. So this thing would have me hit the 50 meter range right around there, but I'm going to hit the other one, the 20. What did I say about 91? So putting is one of the hardest things in this game. I'm going to have to say that just getting the right distance and knowing the break, but if you practice a lot, you get a lot better at it. You just practice on the conditions that you play all the time. For me, a championship is going to be 13 or 14 speed greens, so I got to practice on those. All right, so this one, it looks like, there's a trap here. That's really your only trouble, especially with these kind of winds. Unless you got a really, really, really strong backwind, you don't have to worry about pushing it out into the water. The approach is the thing on this green that's kind of wonky. Because over here on the left,
that's a huge drive.
If you're not careful, you can hit this side here and roll into the water. See what my notes tell me. Learn this one. Okay. Sometimes I write myself some really helpful notes. All right, so I've got some things to take off. So this is probably about 4 I want to take off for the escalation, and then another 5 to take off. So take 9 off, so that's about 171. And I don't know what the math is. Well, I normally just fudge it, but we'll do the math this time. 171 divided by 180 is 95. And I was probably going to do that anyway, so about 95. Just a little, you can see it, just a little bit of left to right, not much. All right. Some back spin on it. 95. Yeah, there we go. All right, left myself a little 2-yarder. Believe it or not, sometimes these short putts are the hardest. So let's see. The break's not too bad, so I probably will make this one. But man, lately these putts have been lipping out of the holes left and right. Usually that's speed. Because I like to hit a little harder. I like to hit a little harder because I like to slam it in the hole. But my math tells me hit it about 38, which would be right about here on my meter. And this thing tells you hit it like 25. That's ridiculous because it's way too slow. Now I'd rather have more pace on the ball so it can get to the hole and not break all over the place. So let's look at it. It's gonna break just a bit. Maybe a cup out, cup and a half. Right about there. And I'm going to hit this probably. I'm just going to go about 40, maybe 38. I always hit it early too, and that's probably why I missed. So I think we get up there and we're getting ready to take a shot. I liken it to a dog wagging his tail. You get excited and then you pull the trigger too early. So let's try that again. I think I had probably about the right break on it. I think it was the missing the ding was what got me. So we'll try it again. I did it again. I can't believe it. It's so funny. And people love watching my videos because I'm like this, right? I don't really care. I show you obviously I have some pretty good shots, but I do shit like this and people are like, he messes up. People can mess up, yeah. So wait for it. There we go. Oh, no, I just didn't give it enough. All right, so you notice how I lipped out as well, right? So if I hit it a lot less, it's going to break more. So the lower the speed, the more it'll break. So I'm going to put it out there a little further this time. And I'm just going to hit just a little bit less. There we go. So I hope you guys got that. It's like the slower it goes, the more it'll break. The faster it goes, the less it'll break. Especially on those little downhills and a little bit of movement. And again, those are like, believe me, when you get to my level, you're going to be 2-3 yards from the hole all the time. And I miss a ton of putts like that because to me they're harder than the longer ones because they just they're just finicky and they lip out of the cup. Well, anyway, that is the three banger. I hope you guys got something out of that. Always love playing the new course, Quail Hollow, and hopefully you guys can get out there and practice it, play a little bit, learn it, and have some fun. You know, that's what this game is for. Remember that. This game is about having fun. Like I played in the C. Everett Memorial Tournament just recently, and you know, got out there with a buddy of mine, and we played some people that had left our club, a couple members that had left our club, and they're good guys, and I have no animosity whatsoever for people that come and go to our club, and we had a good time. We got together, played a match, and me and my partner, E. Mavericks, we were on fire. We won. It could have went the other way. That's the way the golf gets at this level. Is we're all good, and sometimes somebody will have a bad day, and that'll make the difference. And but just to remember, you know, we're all competitive, but let's have fun. You know, be polite to each other and have a good time. That's why we're out here playing this game. So we want to have a good time. Don't ever forget that when you get out there and play, especially in the coin rooms. You know, don't get nasty. Just if you get upset, just don't even say anything. Just play the game. You know, don't quit. Don't be nasty. People are going to remember. You know, remember you more if you're nice than if you're nasty. And if you want to be remembered as a nasty person, well, go ahead. But that's not the way to be. Okay, so have a good one, and it's a good day to have one. This is Straight Up Green out here.